It's NaNoWriMo day 12, and I hit 20,000 words yesterday! Yay!
Hit 20,000 words and I'm feeling awesome. Then I should make writing my career.
So yesterday's goal was to hit 20,000 words, and it was really, really exciting when I finally hit it. I don't know why I kind of see as 20,000 as a big landmark, but I do. But I don't know, like 10,000 really doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me because that's so early on in the month and all of that. But 20,000, it's like, hey, I wrote 20,000 words. I'm awesome. Yes. And so I hope all of you who are doing NaNoWriMo have hit your word goal, and if you haven't, it's okay. You have plenty of time to catch up. One of my friends, she decided that she's just going to stop worrying about her word count, and she's just going to have fun with it, because the whole point of NaNoWriMo is to have fun and write your story, which it really is. And so if getting your word count in is stressing you out and actually preventing you from writing, stop worrying about your word count and just have fun telling your story. As long as you're writing a little bit every day and you're telling your story and it's getting done, then who cares what your word count is, really? Just have fun and go with it. I thought I would tell you a little bit about what my story's about and where I'm at. A lot of you who watch my videos also read my blog, and you'll see that a couple months ago I was having this dilemma of what story I was going to write. And I ended up deciding on doing a steampunk version of Beauty and the Beast, which has been pretty fun so far and not as hard as I thought it would be. I've never written steampunk before, and I've actually barely read it or watched it before this month. But I've been doing a lot of research on it, and it's a really fun genre, a cool extension of fantasy. And so that's what my story is. It's a steampunk version of Beauty and the Beast, where the Beast is half machine. I have a lot of different inspiration for my Beast. His name is Aldrich, by the way. And I was trying to describe him to a friend this weekend, and I have inspiration from a ton of places for my Beast. I can kind of see him as kind of like a Phantom of the Opera figure, where it's like only like half of his face is like all warped and weird, but instead of like scars, it's like machinery. And I kind of played around with the idea where some of the machinery was under his skin, and like his skin is kind of stretched and poking out because like the machinery is like too big for his head, if that makes any sense at all. And my friend was like, oh, kind of like the Terminator. And I was like, sure, why not? I've actually never seen the Terminator movies. I really need to change that because it makes me feel like a bad American. So there's that inspiration. And then I see there's a little bit of Iron Man in him, which in a way is also kind of weird because I've seen the Adventures and all that stuff, but I'm not a huge superhero person. But I can kind of see an Iron Man thing going on because his heart has like a thing attached in it and it's like strapped into him and it kind of glows. So there's kind of like a bit of an Iron Man thing going on. And then it's just robotic, like random parts of his limbs are like machinery, and it's really freaky. But then there's a little bit of Inspector Gadget in there because with his machinery he can do cool crap, which is awesome. And right now I'm at the point where Beauty, her name is Callie, not Belle. I'm not writing Disney. It's not Disney. And not that I don't love the Disney movies. I love Disney. It's awesome, but that's not what I'm writing. So Callie has now been at the Beast Castle for about a month, and she just got there. I'm loving the dynamics between them. I'm doing something different from Disney, as I already said, and in Disney, he's a beast who's like really, really angry, and he yells and tears things apart and beats people up. And while Aldrich has a couple moments like that, and you do see moments like that, which are kind of freaky, but the big thing that freaks people out about him is that he's like that really quiet intensity. And it's been really fun kind of seeing them be sarcastic with each other, because right now they kind of just both really hate each other and avoid each other at all costs. He's like, I don't know what to do with you. And she's all, you took me away from my family and I hate you. But it's really fun because she'll try to be all tough and get a one-up on him, but then he'll just kind of shoot her down and be like, no, sorry, not sorry. And then she gets really frustrated and acts like a brat. And it's a good time. Which brings me to some of the tips I wanted to give you guys today about writing. You need to really enjoy what you're writing. That was what got me so motivated the last couple days, because I was behind and I wanted to catch up, so I was catching up on my words. And when I started writing these scenes between Callie and Aldrich, it was just something magical happened. And I'm not saying it's the best writing in the history of the universe, and it'll probably need to be edited later. But I remember writing it, and then I sat back and I reread it, and I was like, holy crap, that was really good. And it just made me want to keep writing and keep going because I was really happy with what I was writing. And I think that is such a huge key to NaNoWriMo. You need to enjoy what you're writing and be proud of what you're doing. I know it's all about quantity versus quality in NaNoWriMo. It's all about getting the words out there. You don't need to edit, and just keep going and realizing you're going to need to edit it. I actually laugh a lot at people I see on the forums who are like, oh, I plan on publishing my book after November and it's going to be awesome and fantastic. And I'm just like, no. I'm sorry, your novel is probably crap by November 30th. It is not publisher worthy. That's just the way it goes. When you try to write a novel within 30 days, it is not going to be so amazing that it's going to get published within a couple weeks after that. Not going to happen. There are some excellent novels that have come out of NaNoWriMo. One of the best books I've read this year was The Night Circus, and if I'm not mistaken, that was a NaNoWriMo book, which I think is awesome. But she didn't have it ready at the end of November. So everyone has to remember with NaNoWriMo is you are writing a rough draft. You're going to need to edit it and revise it and rewrite it, and there's going to be a lot of things that end up getting scrapped and thrown away and done all over again. But at the same time, don't just write crappy stuff. That's stupid and a complete waste of your time. You need to be able to write something that you're proud of. But if you write something that is completely worthless and you can't do anything with it at the end, then you just wasted all of November. So if you're writing a story and you just don't even care what it's like at the end and it's a piece of crap, stop. This is the only time I'm really going to tell you to stop writing your novel. If you aren't enjoying it, if you don't like your characters, if you don't like your story, and you really don't care what happens to it at the end of the month, not that you have to publish it or anything, but if you just really like this entire thing is getting thrown away at the end of November, stop and use that time for something else. And I'm getting off my soapbox now. Still try your best. Realizing, because even when you're in school and you had to like write a rough draft to hand into your teacher and they would hand it back to you with a ton of red marks, you still want to try on that rough draft, and so it could have as little red marks on the page as possible. And so that's what I really hope for you guys, that you enjoy it and be proud of what you're writing, because when you're proud of what you're writing, you're going to want to keep going, because you'll be like, wow, this is really great, and I could keep writing and being really, really awesome, and you keep going. And I know later this month, you're probably going to hit a point where you're like, everything I write is crap, I'm a terrible writer, I should never ever do this again. We all go through it, and I'm going to get to that later this month and help you get through it. But in the meantime, until you hit that point, or if you have hit that point, just keep going. And just enjoy writing your novel and have fun with it. And if you've hit the 20,000 word goal, that's great. If you haven't, that's okay too. Don't compare yourself to other people as well, because I know there are people on the website who have already hit 50,000 words, and guess what? One, they probably don't have a life. They're probably ignoring their work, ignoring their family, ignoring their friends, not sleeping. And you want to do those things. Another reason they probably had 50,000 words is they probably started their novel before November. And that's cheating. And then another reason why they probably have that many words, they probably have awesome superpowers from God. So go, finish writing your novel. I wish you the best of luck, and I just hope that you're really enjoying your story as much as I'm enjoying mine. And if you're not, maybe find me online. I have all my links down below, and just be like, Emily, I need a boost. I need some inspiration, or I'm stuck in a place. I am totally willing to be your writing buddy and to help you figure out where your story can go. So have a great night, and I am going to go write some more. Yay!